Hello, Assalamu alaikum. How are you all? So every time I have the intention to talk about the different types of legal matters and political matters, but I think that in this video I'll discuss about the socio-political matter, which is very important for our common lifestyle and the common perspective. You know that we are the social being and we have lots of responsibilities and duties to the environment, because the basic interpretation of the Rio Declaration. Rio Declaration means the Earth Summit, which was organized in the year 1992. So during the time of the Rio Declaration, there was the concept of sustainable development. You know that we are emphasizing with the development and the development goals, development procedure, and the development impact of our society. But the common problem is that 90% of the common people, they are not familiar with the sustainable development. So to get a core knowledge of sustainable development, surely you have to know the facts of the basic interpretation and implements of sustainable development. In the year 1987, there was a famous commission. The commission name is Brundtland Commission. So in that commission, Sir Brundtland said that we have to work for our future, because in the present generation, we the common people, we are enjoying the environment, enjoying the environmental sustainability and the environmental productivity, despite our lots of delusional activities over the environment and the environment related activities in the modern time. But in the future time, whenever our future entity, future generation and the unborn person, whenever they will born, in the time how they will get the justice in the matter of the environmental jurisprudence and the environmental sustainability. From the core concept of Brundtland Commission's report, this is the first codified report over the sustainable development concept and the environmental sustainability. So before that, actually people has no liability, people has no duty over the issues of the sustainable measurement regarding to the environmental issues and the pro-political environmental impact also. But right now, people are more concerned about the sustainable development and the sustainable future also. For example, in recent time, Bangladeshi government, they made a very good laws. In recent times, Bangladeshi government, they made a very good laws related to the sustainable development. For example, I have to mention the Blue Economic Commission 2020. It is some kind of basic law regarding the sustainable development. So first of all, I have to mention what you mean by the blue economy. So blue economy is a neo-economical concept which has been organized, which has been demonstrated by the Australian philosophers in his famous book, but it is related to our coastal economy and the coastal sustainability. You know that Bangladesh has 1,47,570 square kilometers, but in the sea part area, Bangladesh has huge amount of property, but Bangladesh could not achieve the sustainable development over the issues of the sea and the sea related activities. So in that structures, in that perspective, the Bangladeshi government, they have to come forward to utilize this type of sustainable development related to the blue economy concept. So in this discussion, I can also mention the blue economy concept is a new concept of the development over the sea and the sea related development, whether the developing country will get the success, will get the development measurement, even will get the prolific measurement over the nature. For example, our two famous case, one is Bangladesh versus Myanmar and another case is Bangladesh versus India. From these two cases, the international tribunal on the law of the seas, more focusing, I can say it laws said that Bangladesh has a huge amount of responsibility over the sea-based sustainable development and sustainable project. For these regions, in the year 2020, Bangladeshi government made a new law. The law's name is Bangladesh Maritime Zones Act 2020. So by this Maritime Zones Act, Bangladesh has targeted the new dimension of the sustainable development in the blue economy, which is more important for our coastal time or the coastal period. For example, I'm belonging from the coastal area. My coastal area's name is Borguna. So it is very poor in nature. Most of the people in that area was very poor. They have no land, they have no water, even though have no education over the sustainable measurement and the sustainable concept. So in that mechanism, the Bangladeshi government, they can try to a very good realization over the environmental education. So this is the core concept of the Rio Declaration. Rio Declaration directly said that Bangladeshi government, so every government, every individual, specific and the independent government will try its level best for reinforcing the environmental sustainability by environmental measurement or the environmental education. The thing is that whenever you will not environmentally sound, whenever you will not environmentally educated, then you can't think a basic improvement, you can think a basic environmental impact, even you can't imagine a basic environmental development over the environmental proliferation and the environmental sustainability. So this is the biggest factor related to the environmental mechanism and the environmental sustainability. On the other hand, the common people think that they will get everything gradually without doing any kind of work, but it is actually not true. For example, in the year 2012, the Australia started the carbon tax. Though Australia did not inhale huge amount of carbon monoxide to the environment, but if you see the impact of the Bangladesh, in Bangladesh, if I get a single areas like the Mirpur area, in Mirpur area there are more than thousands of industry without any kind of interpretation, without any kind of justification, without any kind of social remembrance also. Even the rich people, they have the responsibility over the poor people. These types of rich people gradually interconnected, gradually connected with this measurement, which is directly against the philosophy of sustainable development, whether the development says that development will not indicate the present generation as well as the development will indicate the after 100 years prolific development, which is also rational and important and impactful for our present generation, just the generation who will come in future. That means the unborn person. So very recently, the court of New Zealand said that in a judgment of a Wangju River case, the court said that the unborn person has the right over the existing people, over the common people of the universe. So as a human being, as following the impact of the environmental sustainability, we have to basically establish the two important things. One is intergenerational equity over the environmental mechanism, and another is intragenerational justice, which is related for the present generation and the present generational impact or dimension. So you know that Bangladesh is a member of the International Environmental Convention and the environmental law. So it is the moral duty from the jurisprudential concept of pacta sunt servanda. Whenever you have made any kind of contract, move or the written treaty to someone, then definitely you have to follow the rules, instructions, codification according to the convention and for the ends of the justice. So this is the moral and the legal responsibility for the Bangladesh and the Bangladeshi government to implement the Rio Declaration, to implement the Stockholm Declaration, to implement the Aarhus Convention. Even also Bangladesh government has the responsibility to implement the to implement the Bamako Convention for the hazardous wastes movement, because Bangladesh has faced lots of technical barrier in remaking and reshaping the environmental sustainability with a very short time. So I predict that within 20 years Bangladesh will face lots of disconvenience for the sea level rising. So from this issue we have to give up, we have to make a sustainable future for our future people, for our future young generation, for our future unborn person. This is the unbearable responsibility as a human being, and this is our sole contribution for remaking and renovating a sustainable future after 100 years later. Assalamu alaikum.